Hello, this is Chad Middleton once again doing another video on TDIU, total disability due to individual unemployability, or in other words, individual unemployability benefits provided by the Department of Veterans Affairs. My name is Chad Middleton and I'm a vocational expert, and I have worked a great deal with veterans with providing them medical medical documentation, but vocational documentation to support their TDIU claim. Of course, TDIU means, in layman's terms, that you can't work, or you feel that you can't work. Doctors won't give you the evidence or any type of documentation to support that. So oftentimes you're getting statements from relatives, you're getting statements from employers, and that may not be enough to prove that you can't work. What we do at Vision Counseling is we basically put your story or your situation into layman's terms. We look at your ability to work based on how your disabilities are defined in your rating decision and in your medical records, and we determine whether or not there are any jobs that exist. As a rehabilitation counselor, my job is to try to find you work. Okay, based on your abilities. But there's also clients that we work with that we cannot find suitable employment for because their disabilities rule out any type of work. So how can we help you? We can help you by doing a vocational evaluation. That vocational evaluation will consist of us reviewing your medical records and substantiating your medical claims of things that you cannot do, jobs that you cannot perform, activities, limitations that you have. And based on your limitations, begin to rule out jobs that you can't perform. For instance, if you have a bad back, there are many jobs that you can't perform. You can't perform work as a mechanic, can't perform work that requires extensive standing, prolonged standing, walking, bending, climbing ladders. You can't do a whole lot of lifting over 40, 50 pounds consistently. So we immediately deduce or reduce jobs that require that physical exertional capacity. Likewise, with any other limitation, if you have carpal tunnel syndrome, of course, any jobs requiring constant reaching, handling, fingering becomes a problem as it relates to your ability to do work. Also, when we consider mental health disabilities, the VA is very particular about how they rate your service-connected disability. They may grant you a 30% rating for a mental health condition. They may grant you a 50% rating for a mental health condition. They may grant you 70 or 100% rating for a mental health condition. And it's based on how severe your mental health condition is. But likewise, as a vocational rehabilitation counselor, I look at your limitations mentally and determine whether or not there are jobs that I believe you can perform based on your mental health abilities. Okay, so if you have a depression or major depression and you have some limitations with your ability to get along with people, it's very likely you won't be able to work as a car salesman. I'm coming to buy a car and you're stuck in the office and you're not coming to work. You're not persuasive. You don't like people. And because of that limitation, you're not going to be very successful as a car salesman or any job in that matter that has to deal with working with people directly in groups, working directly with the public as a cashier. If you're having PTSD, you probably have problems working in fast-paced environments like an emergency technician, medical technician, an EMT, ambulance driver, hospital nurse, or working in extremely stressful jobs like a fireman or a police officer or even a correctional officer. Working in these types of environments will be contraindicative to your disabilities. So, in short, we look at your limitations, compare them with jobs as they exist in the national economy. And let me say this, the VA is not concerned with how much money you can make. The VA is not concerned with the availability of jobs. The VA is not concerned with your training. You don't have training for a particular job. It's just whether or not these jobs exist and you're eligible for them. All right. So when you start factoring in, well, Chad, I can't make that amount of money. I made more than that when I was in the military. I'm sorry. The VA is not concerned with whether or not you can make the same amount of income or not on this new job. It's just whether or not you can perform the work. So when you come to me and you're asking me to do a vocational evaluation, you're actually having me to objectively look at jobs as they exist and determine whether or not you can do any other type of work. Now, maybe you was a physician in the Army or in the civilian life, and you're working as a medical doctor, okay? But you have the capacity to perform work as a cashier at McDonald's. You're able to work, okay? Well, Chad, wait a minute. Do you know how much money I made as a medical doctor? Yes, it matters not how much money you make. It only matters whether or not you can perform any type of work. So if your disabilities rule out all work, meaning that I could reduce the whole national workforce, I can eliminate all jobs in the national workforce because of your service-connected disabilities, then I can provide you documentation to support that. Now, it seems very difficult, but it's not. All jobs require a certain level of physical and mental capacity. And based on your limitations, whether it be 70%, 80%, 90% disabled, the combination of your limitations may rule out any job that you can do significantly in the national economy. Hopefully this makes sense. So I want to provide this information to you. I want to encourage you to give our office a call so that we can arrange a virtual consultation. All right. That's where you and I will have a conversation. We will talk about your situation, talk about whether or not you have what it takes to apply for TDIU. All right. This is a very important step because I need to see and understand what are some of your problems. When did you last work? Why did you leave your last job? Did you retire from your job? Are you working self-employed? Did you sell your business? Or did you resign from your job? That information is very important. Secondly, whether or not you have the qualifications necessary to apply for TDIU. Okay, so as you talk to me, you give me that information. My next phase is to gather your medical documentation, your rating decisions. Get your rating decisions together. All right, get your medical documentation. Give me your resume. And send this information in for me to review. All right. We are going to protect your personal information. I know a lot of people might be a little bit hesitant about sending their medical documentation. Once you send that to us, either by email, scan it in, or fax it in, or mailing us hard copies, we shred it as soon as we're finished with it. If we decide that we're not doing work with you, you're not doing work with us, we shred your information if that's how you want us to deal with it. If you rather we send it all back to you, we'll do that as well. But once we look at your medical documentation, we then have enough information to determine whether or not I can provide you documentation or evidence to support your TDIU claim. Hope all that makes sense. All right. Give us a call. Have a sit down with me personally. No matter where you are in America. I had a guy just ask me, do I provide services in Puerto Rico? Absolutely. Only thing we have to do is work on the time zone because 9 o'clock Eastern time may be a different time zone in Puerto Rico. So regardless of where you are, Germany, Puerto Rico, Japan, anywhere in the U.S., we can provide you services to help you with your unemployability claim. Again, if you're not able to work because of your service-connected disabilities, give our office a call. You need evidence to support your claim because VA very likely will deny you. Okay, so our number 803-563-5087, or you can email us at the number 1 Vision chad.counseling@gmail.com. We are in Columbia, South Carolina. Again, my name is Chad Middleton. I'm a vocational expert. I've been working with the VA. I work currently as a Social Security vocational expert, and I can work directly for you. Okay, so give me a call, send me an email, let us know how can we help you, and we'll be sure to get you on the schedule as soon as possible. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate your service to our country. I believe you serve, you deserve. Okay, you serve, you deserve. But a lot of times, before you can get or receive, you have to understand the process. You have to have an advocate, someone like myself, to help you get the evidence that you need to provide the VA for your benefits. Okay, Chad Middleton again signing out. I appreciate everything that you've done. Thank you for taking the time out listening to another video. I'll be doing another one real soon. God bless you. Take care.